pleasure to be here and to be part of this event. I'd like to thank Senator Rockefeller, Chancellor Nolan, Judge Dan O'Hanlon, and Dr. Jolia Marble and the West Virginia Department of Education for inviting me to participate in this very, very important conference. I'd also like to thank Brenda Williams here in the front row, who worked so hard to organize this event and put it together. This is really something else. And thank you all for being here today. I appreciate the opportunity to talk with you. A word about Senator Rockefeller, who has fought to address the most essential concerns of any parent, to make sure that children have access to health care, education, and opportunity. He has championed the Children's Health Insurance Program and ensured continued resources for West Virginia's Head Start programs. He has worked to keep children safe from violence and substance abuse, and he co-authored legislation to create the E-rate program, which helps schools and libraries across America access the internet and close the digital divide. The children of West Virginia are truly lucky to have Senator Rockefeller as their advocate, and it's an honor for me to have been introduced by him today. I feel fortunate that when I wake up in the morning, I get to go to a job that I really love. For me, working on technology policy for a company like Facebook is a dream come true. But the center of my life are my two boys. I have one who's age 5 3/4, as he'll tell you, and the other one is 2 3/4, as he'll tell you. And they're lucky to have 3 sets of grandparents, but all of them live out of state. At a different time, this distance would have made it hard for my kids to connect with their grandparents. But technology has brought us closer together. My children have gotten to know their grandparents through video chat. This is the way my mother reads them bedtime stories. This is the way my mother taught them the words to John Jacob Jingleheimer Schmidt. And this is the way my mother saw my son's first loose tooth, a big event in our household. And this is only one of the many new technologies that are part of my home. I watched my son teach himself to read with a children's computer. And just this past weekend, I helped him learn his addition and subtraction tables with an iPad application. My children aren't on Facebook yet. You can't join until you're 13. And they don't spend their days surfing the web. But technology, even at the young age of 2, is as much a part of their lives as their books, their soccer balls, and their paintbrushes. And I am certain that technology will continue to be a part of their lives as they grow older. But even if technology is an important part of their lives, we must still be thoughtful about the way we use it. For example, cell phones can do amazing things to make our lives better. But that doesn't mean that all uses of cell phones are good. You can use a cell phone to call for help if you get in an accident or have an emergency. But that doesn't mean that you should use a cell phone to text while you're driving on the highway. Technology can create safe, strong, healthy communities, but we must manage the risks that come along with it. Managing risks means both understanding them and talking to your students and children about them. And the fact that you're here today demonstrates your commitment to having those conversations. My goal today is to share some of the powerful ways that the internet is being used and to encourage you to engage with these new technologies yourselves. I'd like to discuss 3 points. 1, embrace technology. It's an asset for educators. 2, digital safety makes good digital citizens. And 3, if you want to be a mentor, you have to understand the medium. I'll begin with the value of embracing technology. New technologies can be significant for educators, and there are an infinite number of yet undiscovered ways to use them in and out of the classroom. New technologies are changing the way we watch movies, read, and access information. Most fundamentally, they are changing the way that we communicate. Facebook is what I know best, so those are the examples that I'm going to use mostly today, but the same ideas apply to other technologies. Facebook is a social technology, and our mission is to give people the ability to connect and share and make the world a more open place. In June, the Pew Research Center released a study that provided some evidence of the impact of our mission, and I'd like to highlight a few of the study's findings. First, it found that Facebook users get more social support than other people. Using a social support scale developed by Pew, the study found that people who use Facebook multiple times a day tend to score an additional 5 points higher in total support, 5 points higher in emotional support, and 5 points higher in companionship than other internet users. Second, someone who uses Facebook several times per day also has more close core social relationships than other internet users. And third, contrary to what most people might think, social networks have no negative impact on real-world contact. Social network users are just as likely to know real people as those who don't use social networks. So taken together, the study is clear. Facebook can have a positive impact on people's lives. It strengthens human connections. It can also be a powerful educational tool. We are just at the beginning of seeing and understanding its impact on education. And there are numerous examples of Facebook being used effectively in schools, and I'd like to tell you about a few of those. One first grade teacher created a Facebook group for the parents of his students, and found that within 1 week, parents were more engaged than they had been in the entire year. Another educator decided to create a Facebook group for summer reading discussions. After 2 weeks, he was